After the overwhelming occasions of Vindicators, Vastness War, 2018, the universe is in ruins because of the endeavors of the frantic Titan, Thanos. With the assistance of outstanding partners, the Justice Fighters should collect again to fix Thanos. In the opening, Clint Barton is showing his little girl toxophilism on his separated homestead while his significant other readies an outing lunch for them. Abruptly, Clint's girl evaporates and the remainder of Clint's family deteriorates, alongside half of all life across the universe, the consequence of Thanos snapping his fingers subsequent to obtaining every one of the 6 Vastness Stones. Cloud and Tony Distinct are abandoned in space following their loss by Thanos on Titan, yet are gotten back to Earth via Diddy Danvers and rejoined with Natasha Romanoff, Bruce Standard, Steve Rogers, Rocket, Thor, and James Rhodes. The group figures out how to take the Endlessness Stones back from Thanos and use them to switch his activities, yet learn after finding him that he had utilized the stones a second chance to obliterate them, forestalling their further use. He lets the leftover Vindicators know that he did as such to try not to involve the stones for additional detestable purposes. Irritated, Thor decapitates Thanos, saying it's what he ought to have done in Wakanda. After 5 years, Scott Lang escapes from the quantum domain to find that his little girl Cassie is currently a teen and that Trust Van Dyne, alongside half of the populace, has vanished in the snap. While Romanoff tirelessly watches over both Earth and the rest of the universe with the assistance of Rhodes, Danvers, Okoye, Rocket, and Nebula, Rogers has been leading grief counseling sessions for survivors who are still dealing with the effects of the snap. Lang explains to Romanoff and Rogers that while 5 years had passed for them in the 3 go to Obvious, who is presently bringing up a kid with pepper pots, and make sense of their hypothesis that the quantum domain can be utilized to travel once more into the past and take the Boundlessness Stones before Thanos can gather them. Distinct at first oddballs their proposition with worry about taking a chance with his family and the harmony he has found. However, subsequent to reflecting upon the deficiency of Peter Parker, chooses to test hypothetical models that would work with Lang's quantum burrow, at last tracking down one that works. With Distinct now ready, the excess Justice Fighters set off on a mission to reassemble their group. Bruce Pennant has now embraced the mass as a piece of him, and has merged his own cognizance and the mass together into one. Romanoff leaves to find Barton after hearing from Rhodes about an assassin whose methods are similar to his own. Barton, devastated by the loss of his family, has been operating under the alias Ronin, and brutally killing members of gangs and criminal cartels all over the world in an effort to make the world a better place. After Natasha finds him in Japan, she convinces him to join the team to try to bring his family back. Valkyrie and the last Asgard survivors have settled in the small town of New Asgard, which Banner and Rocket visit. They find Thor there, who is overcome with guilt over not killing Thanos in Wakanda. Thor has become overweight, his hair and facial hair are congested, and he invests his free energy eating unhealthy food, becoming inebriated, and playing Fortnite with his companions Korg and Meek. Rocket and Banner are successful in persuading Thor to return to the Avengers, but Thor reluctantly agrees. The Avengers reunite with a plan after testing the quantum time machine on Barton, who confirms that it works. In 2012, during the Battle of New York, Banner, Rogers, Lang, and Stark set out to retrieve the Time, Mind, and Space Stones. Flag goes to the Sanctum Sanctorum, where he is educated by the Old One that requiring some investment stone from her timetable would forestall Stephen Weird's future endeavors to prevent Caecilius from annihilating the laws of nature. However, when Banner informs her that Strange willingly gave Thanos the Time Stone, she grants Banner access to it, implying that Strange had planned for a particular sequence of events to take place in order to defeat Thanos. In order to prevent any negative effects, Banner also promises that the stones will return to their proper timelines. After the Avengers seize the Space Stone from Loki, Lang and Stark attempt to steal it. By pulling a circuit in his artificial heart, Lang causes Stark's previous self to have a mild cardiac arrest, and Stark steals the briefcase containing the Tesseract while no one is looking. After Stark is hit by the Hulk by accident, their plan fails